and welcome to the Scary Goals Club. I am your host, Hazel Robertson, and I believe that to make the impact that you know you are called to make in the world, it requires setting bigger, scarier goals and then becoming the person who creates them. That is what I am here to show you how to do. That's what we're diving into with mindset, tools, tricks, really simple, practical, actionable steps you can take and start applying straight away. Because whatever you believe, we have this one life that we definitely know about. Start making the impact you know you want to make in the world. Fear is not a reason to stop. We keep going. We work through the fear. That is what we do in the Scary Goals Club. So come on in, come join, hit subscribe, and let's get started. Hi, and welcome to episode 20 of the Scary Goals Club podcast. So, hi from downstairs. It's a little bit of a different setup today. Normally I work on a Tuesday, both Luke and I work in Flynn's at nursery. And normally I record a podcast on Tuesday. I was actually supposed to be doing my first podcast interview, which would be super fun with one of my clients. But we've had to postpone that because Flynn is ill, so he's off nursery, and we're tag teaming it. Luke and I, like, he's working at the moment until later in the afternoon, and then I'll do a few hours as well. Anyway, so I've had to cancel all my calls and move them to later in the week. And Flynn is down for a nap. I was like, okay, I'm going to get some podcast editing. And there are 2 podcasts that I have that I've not published yet, that I've recorded. And I've been like, oh, maybe it wasn't quite the right energy. Maybe I'm a bit scared to put that out into the world. The one that you're going to hear on today's episode, this is just a little intro that I'm doing. The one that you're going to hear today, I actually recorded on the 2nd of May. So this is going to go out on the 28th of June. And I recorded this episode in early May, and it was all about basically something I guess kind of tough that's been going on in the background over the last few months. I feel like I am through most of it now. And on the 2nd of May, I recorded this episode, and I was like, oh, it feels too scary to share. So I've sat on it. I was like, I'm not going to put it out, and I'm going to re-record it at some point. But I don't have the biggest backlog of episodes, which is something I'm learning, is have a few recorded in advance so that if there's a week where your kid is sick or you're sick, then you can at least use them. I'll get there. But anyway, so I do have this one that I'm going to be publishing. And so I just wanted to say that's where it's from. So I talk about a few months ago, or I talk about different things that maybe sound, I can't even remember if I mentioned dates, but this was again recorded almost 2 months ago now. And so I'm putting it out now. And yeah, I guess it's lessons learned from making a decision when you don't want to do a scary goal anymore. And this was a scary goal that I had set for last year, and I did, and then I didn't want to do it anymore. And just how to understand, I guess, some of my thought process, what I've been going through, and kind of learn from that. And you can take it into your scary goal as well. And I just, part of this podcast, and here we go. So this is episode 20, and I was a bit more vulnerable and shared something a bit more scary in episode 10. So here we go. Sat on it, and it's okay, it's episode 20. Maybe every 10, I up what I feel feels scary and vulnerable. So here it is. Any questions, obviously, on any of it, let me know. And I hope you have an amazing time listening to it. I'll see you next week. All right. See ya. Hi, and welcome to the Scary Goals Club podcast. I am Hazel Robertson, and this is episode 14. 14. And today I wanted to share something that, again, feels a bit scary. And it's something that has been going on in the background, I guess, for certainly a few weeks, a few months now. And I want to talk through how I've navigated it and pull out some things that I've learned that hopefully can be helpful for you and any of your scary goals. And it's around decisions, and when you decide to change something, or when you decide you no longer want to go after your scary goal, and how to know, how to make that decision. And also talk about inflection points. So the last few, I guess, months, certainly months, have felt like a bit of an inflection point in my business. There have been a few shifts. So even last year, like at one point, there was both Luke and I coaching. We had separate clients, but we had done some training together. And he decided he wanted to focus back on more the kind of environmental consulting side. So that's what he's focused on now as of last year. Also, I've had Flynn. We've gone through that journey of becoming a mom and figuring out my identity and what that means and what I want to do in this world and what that looks like. And I don't think I fully gave myself time to really redecide what that is for me and what that is for the business, just with me running it and as a mom. And almost it gets to the point, sometimes these inflection points come and they feel horrible. Like the last few months have felt horrible in terms of figuring out. There's been a lot of like beating myself up, being really like hard on myself. Things have felt really heavy. There's been a lot of like, sorry, 2 seconds. I'm just gonna close the door. There's been a lot of like heaviness and forcing. And what I'm realizing is like, and I've done this throughout so much of my life, I have forced things. I've been able to do things. And maybe some of it's like from having ADHD and like finding things that I love doing really easy and come like really naturally. And I have so much energy for it. And things that maybe I don't want to, like literally like drag to go and do it. And I find it so, so hard. And yet looking back over points in my career, like since I like through uni, there was so much of it that I really had to force myself to do, and it didn't come easily. And I was able to do it, but it was so exhausting. And last year in my business, like, so I went back to work after 3 months after having Flynn, and then had made the decision to create a program. So a group coaching program with like online modules. It was like an app, live coaching calls like every week. And I had to made the decision to do that, built all the program. And even towards the end of that, like creating all the videos for it, I was forcing it. I was spending like extra time away from Flynn and Luke because I had got sick and life events had happened and we had moved. And I didn't want to push out the deadline because I'd already done that because there was just so many things happened like last August, like my ADHD diagnosis and like figuring that all out and things feeling really, really hard, like from that point of view. We moved house. There was some stuff happening, some other things happening as well. Sorry, I'm still a bit snotty. I didn't want to push out the course launch, like the program launch again. So I did that even though we moved house, even and anyway, long story short, I ended up working sometimes like a Saturday morning or on my non-working day. And it felt so heavy, so hard. And actually I think it was last November, I'd already had people that were on the course, like amazing clients, like had already invested in it, like before I had actually launched it. So I had the money, I'd ring fenced it in the business account. And even in November last year, I was like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Like it just was, I was forcing it so much and was like crying and just so emotional with it. And Luke very kindly was like, look, don't make a decision now in this state. And I know this, I coach my clients on it all the time. It's like, don't make a state, like a decision when you're feeling emotional. Wait until you calm down, then come at it logically. And I calmed down, I came at it logically and was like, no, I do want to do it. I'm so far through. I'm gonna launch it. Like, let's go. Launched it, had amazing clients in it, was like coaching them. It was amazing. And literally, I'm not trying to make excuses. I think it's just realizing how things are in my life at the moment. And I've been trying to fit something in that just isn't working with what I need in my life at the moment. And I got sick a lot. I've had mastitis a lot. I've had like all of the all of the bugs. I was starting in December and I just realized it was like having to like show up at a certain time every single week and feeling like I didn't have the flexibility to like cancel anything or move anything. It was also, I think because I had built the program from, oh, this is something I should do. And I hadn't really caught it when I was making that decision. It was like, oh, this will almost like this program will like fix everything. It will solve everything. And like, I'm going to grow it and it'll be amazing. And what I hadn't really checked in with was, am I building a program with something I actually want to coach around? Just because I'd coached around it historically, I was like, oh, well, I can coach on this stuff. So now I'll make a program on it. So it was mainly focused around like time and busyness and like planning your week. And okay, there's like the stuff that goes along with it, like self-confidence. And I'd added in scary goals into that. And I realized then in January, was it January? No, maybe it was like a month or so ago. I can't even think. I'm so off with dates. Maybe a month or so ago. I was like, I don't think this, like in this inflection point in my business, like it was just feeling really forced. I was like, I don't think time and busyness isn't it and like goal setting is necessarily something I ultimately want to be coaching on longer term. Like I think there's something bigger and I don't know exactly what that is right yet. I know it's not this. And every time I would bring myself to like go and sell the program, either I'd get ill or I like wouldn't want to do it. And it was like, that is a sign that I'm not really bought into like, yes, this is the thing that I want to be doing. And even, and it's not taking away from like the amazing people. And like the live coaching calls, like I love them. Like group coaching, I love it because you learn so much from other people as well. Like you can come to the call and not even be coached. And you're like, oh, wait, I do that too. Or like, I didn't even realize that's something I've been thinking as well. Because often when you're getting coached, like your brain's trying to compute and like you're like, wait, oh, wait, no, maybe I could think about it this way. And like your brain's breaking a little bit. And so that's why often I recommend clients like watch the coaching back. But when you're in a group, you're a bit more relaxed when you're not being coached. So you can actually learn so much from other people as well. And it just helps you feel more seen and like you're not the only one. Love the format. It just wasn't the right program that I designed and wasn't in the area that I wanted. Like even a lot of the stuff I'd built in was like, this is how you plan your week and this is how you do all this stuff. And since I'd even put that together, like I do things so differently now. I'm almost like giving myself permission to get rid of some rules and having to do things certain ways. And I almost didn't want to then have in this program, you have to do this way, because I'm like, I don't do that anymore. I've ripped up the rule book even from the stuff I used to coach on. So even all of the content I'd recorded, and again, slightly from a like, oh, well, I should be doing this. And even the creating of it, I think was coming from a different place than like, oh, this thing that I have to create. Like, oh, it's going to be amazing. And it's for this and this and this. I just wasn't in that place. It was like, oh, I should be doing it and I'll do it on these things because that's what I've done before, rather than pausing and being like, is this actually where myself, just me, quote unquote, just me as a mum, and things have shifted, want to take the business. And I hadn't paused and done that. And then so like about a month ago, I was so run down, so like exhausted again from trying to force it. And I can tell I'm forcing things when like even trying to do things like write an email to be like, come and join the program literally would take me 3 hours. It's like something is not right. And yes, I can coach myself to be getting in the right mindset and doing the thing. But ultimately, it's like if I don't want to do it, like there may be a deeper reason that I don't want to that actually is valid. Like sometimes we can use coaching against ourselves and gaslight ourselves and be like, well, I can just coach myself to want to do the thing. Like, no, no, no. And it's like, actually, maybe that's not the direction we want to go in. And so it's less about forcing to do the thing to be like really getting curious, like, why am I not wanting to do it so much? What is actually going on? And what I realized was this isn't what I want to be coaching on. I want it to be bigger. And I'm still figuring out exactly what that is and how it's looking. But on this particular morning, I was so exhausted. I literally slept and I lay down on the desk, under the desk, not on the desk. Like I haven't done that since uni. And I curled up and I set an alarm on my phone, like on the hard floor, not lying on anything for 45 minutes. And I slept on the hard floor. And I've not done that since uni. I used to do it I love a nap. Sometimes if I'm like, just like brains like, bleh, I have a nap. Everything feels amazing. And I used to do it in the uni, like the micro labs or the library. I would just, if I was at the computer there, and just like pull in my chair I was sitting on, get like, well, I'd pull it out, get under the desk, and then pull the chair back in. So no one would know. They would think like I was just away from my desk and I'd be under there, like head on my back, like having a sleep for like 20 minutes sometimes. And it was enough to just almost, I think of it like a computer reset, just like reset everything and then come back feeling amazing. So I was like, I know I just need this nap. So yeah, had a nap. And but before that, I'd gone in that morning and was literally like sobbing, just in tears. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want. It was almost like the business that I had built, I didn't want to run anymore. And this is not saying anything about my amazing clients who are amazing badasses doing awesome stuff in the world. Like I love coaching them. It was just I'd like got in my head that I like should do this thing and it's like I'd built myself up into this role and into this business that I was like, I don't, this isn't what I truly, this doesn't reflect the true essence of me, of what I believe right now, of what I think is important. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be forcing it. I don't want it to feel so heavy, so hard that I'm beating myself up because I'm not doing the things I want, like I know that I could be doing. And I was like, sobbing with a really good cry. And I was like, I'm closing it down. I'm done. I was like, I'm actually done. I'm going to close down the business and that's it. And so I had my whiteboard, I had a whiteboard marker. I made a list of like, okay, what are all the like payments coming up? Like looked at the finances, like, okay, what do I need to do to like wrap things up? So it's like, okay, this, refund like clients for this, shut down the program, do this. Okay, this payment's coming out. Da, 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 da. So like mapped out, and I felt so calm and so clear. I was like, okay, cool. Made some decisions, felt really good, had a nap, and then I took the rest of the week off. And so I then had two like full days on my own where I would have been working and Luke's normally looking after Flynn. And I went to coffee shops, I went for walks, I journaled, I meditated, I stayed quiet and just like listened to what was coming up. I imagined like, what is it? Like I was imagining like, what is it I actually want my business to look like? Because oftentimes we can do this. We can get very focused on like, well, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And then we're just focused on the problem and how we don't want it. And then we just see more problems, more problems. And it was like taking myself to, okay, what is it I actually want? What is that business I do want? What is it going to look like? What is that bigger impact I'm making? How am I doing that? And really just allowing myself to dream. And yeah, the most like amazing thing happened, which was when I gave myself permission to close it all down, just shut down the business. I was like, I'm going to go get a job. What started to bubble up was like, oh no, but I do want to do this work. I do want to coach people. I love coaching purposeful people. I love helping them achieve bigger goals and make a bigger impact. I just know there's a different way that I can do it. And how I'm going about it, that needs to change. And just letting go of all of the things that felt hard and forced and shoulds and giving myself permission to just really just focus on the stuff that felt really easy, really fun, really nice and light, and only doing things that I actually wanted to. And so it's been a few weeks since then. I have completely closed down the program, which is called Time for Good. I might have mentioned it on a previous podcast. Refunded everyone that was in it, and it feels amazing. It feels like this weight has lifted, and I'm in a place at the moment where I'm having like loads of chats with people. And there's so many people I've been speaking to are at inflection points as well. They are like maybe how they have been going to a certain point, like doesn't feel like it's working anymore, or they want to change something, or something's shifted, or something shifted in their mind or in the world. And it's almost like rethinking and redeciding, okay, these things that I am doing now, is that what I want to be doing forward? Because oftentimes we can think, and it's called sunk cost fallacy. And I definitely had this. So it's like the sunk cost fallacy is as humans, when we have invested like time, money into something, we are more likely to want to keep doing it because we've already invested that time and money, even if Like if we were making the decision to invest and do it now, we would say no. So it's the same with me for the program. It was like I had spent months last year, and it was months that I like wasn't doing other things. Time, money, like, and I refunded everyone as well. Like time and money had went into making that program, and time away from Luke and Flynn. Like the lessons that I have learned over the last few months, I have learned them hard. They have been hard lessons to learn. They have been hard lessons of living completely out of alignment with my priorities, with my values, and doing things from a should and forcing things. And actually, it was almost like a sleeping on the floor, crying my eyes out, shutting down the business moment to be like, okay, now things need to change. And those have been hard lessons. I'm still going through it, but I feel in a really good place now that I'm able to kind of share some of the things I've learned and just it's just giving you a bit of what's kind of going on. And it was easy for me to be like, but I've spent like months and like even this time last year, I was thinking about this program. I was starting to map it out. I was starting to like sell people on it and starting to be like, okay, what's going in? And starting to like think about videos and blocking out a week in the summer to like record videos, all of that stuff. Oh my God, I've learned so much. I mean, but just thinking back to like, oh, yeah. Anyway, I would do it very differently if I was going to do it again, but we can get there. And yeah, maybe I'll talk about that in another episode. I would do my scary goal differently if I did it again. And that was my scary goal for last year was creating and launching this program. And I did it. And it'd be very easy to say, well, I've already put all this time and money in. There's already people in it. Like people are enjoying it. They're getting stuff out of it. Why not just keep going? But I knew that it wasn't where I wanted to go. It wasn't part of the business that I was going forward. I was still figuring out what that was, but I knew that it wasn't part of it. And so it was making that decision. Would I, in this moment today, invest this time and this money and have this as like a product, as an offering? And I was like, no. And so it's letting go on not dwelling. And I've learned, I think it's like I've learned so much from it. All the things that didn't go right from all the times I like lived outside my values and my priorities that it has been like 10 times over worth the investment of my time and my money. Like 100%. It's been freaking hard. And it's almost like I remember when I was embarking onto it, like the scary goal, having it last year, it felt scary because it was like, if this doesn't work out, this is almost like quote unquote public failure. It's like I'm trying something that maybe isn't going to work or isn't going to land or whatever. And I'm not seeing it as a failure. I'm seeing it as a complete success and it's complete. Like I did the thing. I did it from the wrong energy. I did it from a should. I did it from trying to force something. I did it from thinking about what I had done rather than where I want to go. And like literally learned so much from it. Like now my boundaries and my values feel like even stronger. I'm like, I am not missing out on any more time. Like I'm never ever working weekends even to record the odd video. I'm like not working my days off. I'm not doing any of that. It was for like a few months that I was doing that for like the odd week. It was like I hated it at the time. I just didn't listen to my gut really, which was like I am out of like alignment with what's true for me and my values. So like sometimes you have to learn those lessons by going so far out that like everything feels like it's come crashing down. It's almost like a bit of a rock bottom of having really hard conversations with your loved ones who are like, this isn't working anymore. This isn't fun for me. Seeing you like this and in this place, and then having to have hard conversations with yourself of being like, yeah, that was not the approach that is working, and that's not the approach that feels true for you. So, yeah, trying to think what else. I mean, just wanted to share a little bit of that update. So, I guess things I have learned always really being clear on a decision, whether it's a should or it's a like, yes, like a hell yeah, like this is where I want to go. I'm way better now at listening to my gut, listening to my body. When I'm forcing something, for me, I'm like, this is a sign that I need to just check in somewhere. Like something doesn't feel right. And rather than just being like, just force through and just like push on, like sometimes things are hard and yeah, you do need just need to do it. But it's checking in like, do I actually want to? Like, is this really where I want to go? And I think also what has been so helpful is when you give yourself permission not to do it at all, what bubbles up is, oh, but I want to do this thing. And it was the same for me. I gave myself permission to just like not do any of it at all, close everything down. I was like, oh no, definitely want to close down time for good, but I do want to keep coaching. I love doing one-to-one. I love doing like goal setting and helping people like make more impact for their business and step into a bigger version of themselves and put themselves out there more, all of that. That's what I love. So getting rid of this that feels heavy and hard and I don't want to do it. And I'm focusing on what I love. And then if other ideas come along, like, and they feel amazing, I'll do those as well. So I'm just in a process of creating lots of space, stepping away. And like, even those 2 days that I had completely on my own, not having any calls and just going on walks and going to coffee shops with my journal and like meditating and thinking about things and visualizing, I deleted all social media from my phone and it was so good. It was almost like, I think what I'd realized is with the shoulds, when I was making decisions last year, some of it was coming from like looking outside of me of like someone that was further ahead to be like, oh, okay, I should do a program now and it should be like this. Rather than like, what do I actually want to do for my business? What feels really fun and amazing for me? Rather than like, oh, I should do this thing. And again, it's like trusting yourself, not looking to others for the answer. Like, look at it for inspiration and be like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. How would I do it for me? Like, is this something I actually want to do? And I think really thinking through, which I maybe didn't, is like what it's then like in the day to day and not just the excitement of it, but like the execution of it as well, which maybe I hadn't really kind of fully thought through because it was like, oh, I should just do this thing and then this will be amazing. And it's like, but I didn't make the decision from the right place. But I think I'd also realized up until that point when things came, they felt like they came crashing down. The floor sleeping day, the crying and floor sleeping and business winding up day is I had had so many like inputs coming in of like the noise from social media from like and that's where the shoulds can come. It's like, oh, someone's doing this thing, maybe I should too. Someone's doing this thing, maybe I should too. Because this is how we're wired. We're wired to look to others and see what they're doing and like make sense of it. And social media is this weird thing because our brain is using it to compare, but it's not getting the full spectrum of that person's day and their life and their business. They're getting the highlight reels or the things that really worked or it's like and they're so then we try and compare that and we're just not seeing the full picture. So which again is also the point of this podcast is like goals, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's like sometimes you have your scary goal and you're like, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I set out to do. And it's letting that go and being able to make those decisions, not in the heat of the moment, like having a good cry, then coming out to the day. So I like was like, I'm closing it down. And that felt really good. And then giving myself space to like percolate on it. And it came bubbling up like, okay, no, actually, I do want to keep going just in a different way. But not having the digital inputs, the social media inputs just helped me re-tap into what is it I want? Because I think that had been slightly missing in the business is like a lot of shoulds, a lot of like, but I've done this in the past, so I keep doing it rather than like, what if this can be a reset? And so I was thinking of that inflection point and some of the words that I've been playing with, I actually did a lot of journaling and one, like a couple words that really helped me. One of them was metamorphosis. So I did a lot of like napping, like lying in bed or daydreaming, just like resting. I was so exhausted, probably like quite burned out just from beating myself up and forcing and forcing and forcing. And yeah, the word that came up was metamorphosis. It was like, I am going into a chrysalis. There are changes happening as I'm resting, as I'm stepping away, as I'm unplugging, and I'm just letting what is there, what's been like under the surface, being like, hello, like you've had anxiety and self-doubt, and something's been a bit funny like for a while, but I've just been not listening to it, just being like, oh, I'll just like keep going. And then actually listening to it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is an inflection point. Something needs to change and doesn't feel good in the moment, but coming back to thinking of it as a metamorphosis really helped me. I was like, I'm going through this period of change. I'm letting my body rest. I'm letting just whatever is there, like be there, not trying to change it, and just listening for like what's happening. And the other word that came up was like phoenix. So it's almost like the phoenix rising from the flames. So feeling like my business as it was, like as it has been in the past, like I kind of burned it down. Like where it had been, there's like now there's like ashes. And this is just like you wouldn't notice this from the outside. Like I've not really changed anything. I mean, I've not updated our website in like 2 years or something. That definitely needs some work, but not done any of that external stuff. It's all the like internal things. So the people in Time for Good know that I'm not doing that anymore. But other than that, this is my first time kind of talking about it. And so it's almost like burning down what was there. And then from the ashes, from that like leveling, is going to grow something even better, even bigger, taking everything that I have learned, even through this process of trying to force something and being like, okay, this needs to change. So I just want to offer that that's what's going on. There's no real tips or anything for this episode. It's more just an update. And if you're going through an inflection point or if things feel really heavy and hard, I just want to offer first that it's finite. Like you're going to come through the other side of it. When I was in this over the last like few months and certainly the last like few weeks, it has felt so, it's almost felt like heavy, hard, heavy, hard, heavy, hard. And then it's almost like quote unquote the rock bottom. It's what it's felt like a lot. Like the last, like about a month or so ago was like the rock bottom. And I'm sure I'll speak a bit more about that in future. I'm not really ready to now, but it was not good. But giving myself that permission to just completely step away has really helped. And knowing like where I am now, like, oh, everything just feels so much easier and lighter. And I have more of an idea of where I'm going. I'm still kind of exploring things, but because I've let go of the stuff that I'm not taking with me, like the Time for Good program, I have so much more energy and headspace to think about what is next. And so even thinking about that for you, like, are there any things that feel hard and heavy that you quote unquote should do? And if you let them go, just thinking how much mental, it's not just the time that you save, but like the mental weight that you save as well, the mental and emotional energy of not even having to put any of your attention on this thing anymore. And that was the other reason I was just like, I just wanted to refund everyone. Even though I'd been coaching, I'd had the things for, 6 months or however long it was, 5 months. I was like, no, I just want to be able to refund and like completely draw a line under it. Like that felt really good for me. And I just like let that go. And I like even just this week, like did the refunds and stuff last week. And even this week, I'm like, oh, I feel so much lighter. Even though I've been a bit ill, but I feel so much lighter and just like letting go of that. And so, yeah. Anyway, those are some things that have been helping me. So again, inflection points, they don't feel that good. And they can feel like a dip and like you're just going down, 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 down. There will be a point where you don't go any lower. Maybe you're there yet. Maybe you're not quite there yet. But knowing that it will turn and you will start going up again. It's like when things happen that maybe we don't choose or we have chosen and we don't want anymore, or like all of these things, when something just isn't working anymore and we're like forcing, 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 and it's like, oh, those are the moments where if we are kind to ourselves, we get to then, it's like a blank sheet almost, like create the future we want, the business we want, the scary goal we actually want, rather than living by someone else's rules or doing what we think we should do. And if you can give yourself that space to just see what that is for you, it is the most beautiful thing. And this is me saying this on the other side of it. And yeah, just feeling like the most me, I guess I have in a long time. And my business feeling like the most me in a long time. I'm sure there's still other things I will shift. But anyway, I'm going to stop there because this has probably been a long episode so far. But thank you for listening. And yeah, I'd love it. Like, if there's anything you're going through at the moment, any inflection points that you have, or if any of this resonates, like, please reach out and let me know how you're going on, whether it's with a scary goal that you no longer want to do or some decision that you've made previously. Like, any decision you've made can always be remade. So, even in this moment, whatever has happened in the past, you can remake a decision right now. So, that's how you avoid the sunk cost fallacy is like, just because you've done it in the past and invested all this time and money and whatever, would you choose it right now? today. And then you can decide. And if not, then being willing to let that go and stepping into the future that you actually want, goal, the business that you actually want, because life is too short not to do what you want and to force things or people please or should do or any of that stuff. No, no more. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, an amazing week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Hey, thanks so much for listening. If this was helpful, please hit subscribe and leave a review. This helps get this work in the hands of more purposeful people. That is, more people creating bigger, scarier goals, making an even bigger impact in the world. And if you want to take this work deeper and work with me directly, head to the show notes and I've got all of the information there. If you've got any questions or if there's anything you're like, ooh, I'd love you to talk about that on the pod, please just get in touch. I love hearing from you guys. And I'll see you next time in the Scary Goals Club.